It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Brew York, and it's a can of their Project Handley. This beer is a collaboration with Fabdeck, who make all the lovely stainless steel containers there you see on the label. Now, when I was in Brew York back in December, some of you might have seen that we went to the new brewery and they were fitting it out with all of the stainless steel equipment. They were fitting this big brewery out with fantastic vessels and stainless steel, great big kind of things going up into the sky. And it was really, really kind of interesting, clever, brilliant. And the company behind that, Fabdeck, I think they've got, well, I know of Fabdeck because when I went to CBRX, they kindly gave me a few pens. Speaking to them about brewing and their equipment was great. I enjoyed it. But nice bunch of people. I can see why Brew York wanted to brew a collaboration with them. This is a modern pale ale. The reason why it's called Project Handley is because the new brewery, the new Brew York brewery, is based in Handley Park in York. I think it's called Handley Park anyway. Anyway, let's get the beer out. So I've had this beer a little while, but I thought it was worth a review anyway. Oh, it smells terrific. I've had this beer a little while, but it still oh, wow. So we got a 4-finger whitehead. My pouring technique probably didn't help there. I've only put over 7,000 beers, and I'm still... You never quite know though, when you're pouring beer, you never quite know. You can either put it rigorously and you'll get a little 2-finger head, or you can put it rigorously and it kind of fills the glass. But nice levels of carbonation, a little bit of haze going on there. Straw coloured hazy beer. Let's get the aroma. That smells fabulous. Absolutely, it's got me salivating. Wow. A little bit of lemon, grapefruit, orange peel. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's dive in. Cheers. Oh, wow. Stone the crows. Stone the crows. Honestly, stone the crows. What a beautiful, beautiful beer. This beer was handed to me at 2 o'clock in the morning as part of a box of beer. I was walking through York city centre with a box of beer at 2 o'clock in the morning back to my hotel. We had some amazing beers in the box. Took it back on the train. Basically decanted the box, put it all in my suitcase wrapped up in shirts and stuff, and just got it back home to Barry where we live. And basically the beer's 6 months old. It's 6 months old, but it's still tasting fabulous. I mean, realistically, a beer at 5% ABV will last a year. The alcohol in the beer will preserve the beer. The hops in the beer will preserve the beer for up to a year. Really speaking, I probably should have drank the beer within the first 3 months of its life to really get a real sense of the hops. But I don't think that the hops, I've kept it in the fridge, I've kept it cold. I don't think the hops have dropped out. I really don't think any of the hops have dropped out of this beer at all. It's so hoppy. Lovely. Lemon, lime, I'm still getting it now. Grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. And it's nice to, another reason, it's nice to, the reason why I chose to do this beer, whoa, look at that, there's a giant piece. Oh, wow. Look at, can you see, let me tip it right up. Look at that in the bottom of the glass. I think that's the reason why it's so full of flavor. I mean, look at it now. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful beer. Again, the reason why I've chosen to do it as well is I had such a lovely experience up at Brew York, visiting their new brewery. We did a massive live stream up there as well. We ate some great food. We toured around the place. York City Centre, we had a good look around York. And this is an independent beer review, I promise you. If it was a terrible beer, well, perhaps I would be a little bit lenient because it's 6 months old. But if it was kind of had lots of off flavours and whatnot, I would tell you I am an independent beer reviewer. The reason why I did it, of course, is to showcase and to talk about Handley Pack, which I imagine is up and running now. I imagine they've been in there now a few months brewing beer. And I can only see an upward trajectory for this brewery. I can really see this company doing really, really well. And not just because they have fantastic growth. They have that. They have the fantastic growth. And there's a reason behind that. Whilst I was up there, one of the owners of the company, he had to go and do a bit of work. You know, we then went off to the new brewery. And when we arrived there, he was in his overalls. He was in his overalls, and he was like, he had a spanner in his hand, and he was, you know, building this brewery with his bare hands. He was the brewer. Then he went on to kind of like producing like an amazing amount of beers every month. He was wanting to do all the different styles out there. But he had, you know, this guy had his overalls on and a spanner in his hand, and he was working on this brewery. He was building it himself. That's as, you know, and it was a Friday afternoon about 5 o'clock. You know, this was proper, no like shirt and tie, you know, clean shoes business. These people are hands-on. They're hands-on, and that's the reason why I think this brewery will be successful. Is they're hands-on. They love beer. They love beer. They've got their stash of amazing rare beer in the corner of the brewery, which they told us to help ourselves with whilst we were up there. We had a great night, by the way. But yeah, it's all about the passion. These people are really, really passionate about beer. And that's the reason why I think this company will be massively, massively successful. Is that I think beer will always come first. I'm going to rate this. Massive respect to Brew York. I've got huge, huge respect for this company. I remember drinking their beers, first of all, about 5 or 6 years ago, the little 330 milliliter cans. And they've just grown. They've just grown and grown and grown, and their beers have gotten better and better and better. To where we are today. We're drinking a 6-month-old pale ale that tastes just as fresh as something that I could have bought in my local bottle shop. Drinkable, fresh, nicely carbonated. I mean, there's a bit of yeast there in the bottom of the glass there. Yeah, I'll probably drink that. I don't mind. It's full of vitamin B. But yeah, good things to come from Brew York. Even better things. They're already doing good things. This beer, 9 out of 10. Stone the Crows, 9 out of 10. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.